Israel, 1948. A nation born from promise, trauma, and conflict. This is Freedom Files, the untold story of how nations broke their chains. The story of Israel does not begin in 1948. It begins in exile. For nearly 2,000 years after the Roman destruction of Jerusalem in 70 CE, Jewish communities lived scattered across the world, in Europe, North Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. They carried with them language, memory, faith, and a longing for a homeland. By the late 1800s, that longing became a political movement. It was called Zionism, the belief that Jews should return to their ancestral land and build a nation where they could live safely after centuries of persecution. At the same time, the land of Palestine was already inhabited, mostly by Arab Muslims and Christians who had lived there for generations. Two histories, two attachments, one land. During World War I, Britain defeated the Ottoman Empire and took control of Palestine. In 1917, Britain issued the Balfour Declaration, supporting the creation of a national home for the Jewish people, while also promising to protect the rights of existing non-Jewish communities. The promises were unclear, the tensions were not. As Jewish immigration increased, especially in the 1930s as Jews fled Nazi persecution, conflict with Arab communities grew. Riots, strikes, and violence erupted. British control weakened. Then came the Holocaust. 6 million Jews were murdered in Europe. The world watched the scale of the atrocity and felt the weight of responsibility. Support for a Jewish homeland surged. In 1947, the United Nations proposed to partition Palestine into two states, one Jewish, one Arab. Jewish leaders accepted the plan. Arab leaders rejected it, seeing it as unjust division imposed by foreign powers. Britain chose to withdraw, and in the space left behind, a storm gathered. On May 14, 1948, Jewish leaders declared the independence of the State of Israel. Within hours, neighboring Arab states invaded. War erupted. When the fighting ended in 1949, Israel controlled more territory than the UN plan had proposed. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced or fled, an event Palestinians call the Nakba, the catastrophe. Israel existed, but so did a refugee crisis. So did bitterness, so did unresolved questions that still echo today. Israel's independence was not simply the birth of a nation. It was the collision of history, trauma, fear, survival, and injustice layered on top of one another. For Jews, Israel represented survival after annihilation. For Palestinians, it represented loss after displacement. Two truths, one land, and a conflict that remains unfinished. Israel's story teaches us that freedom for one people can feel like loss to another, and that history does not move in straight lines. It overlaps, it collides, and it leaves wounds that outlive the moment itself. Freedom does not exist in isolation. It exists in a world where others live too.